Sort this. Okay. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Perfect. Okay, what are you saying, people? I don't expect anyone to be watching this. It's probably something you're gonna watch in the morning, but it's great to have my guy Daniel, aka Dashiki Dash.
That's right.
My brother, my fellow Gooner from Angola. Obviously, you've got his channel, A Dash of Sports, which I'm gonna put in the YouTube bio. You get what I mean once it's done. But guys, real quick, it's a working day. Arsenal playing Champions League at 8 p.m. These 8 p.m. kickoffs. It's crazy. Half an hour makes such a difference.
Such a difference.
Such a difference, bro. But it is what it is. Let's get into it. So
yeah,
we've got a few things we're going to discuss today. We're going to discuss our immediate thoughts post Dinamo Zagreb. We're going to look at what good has there been from Arsenal this season. We're going to look at what bad has there been and what the ugly is. We're going to do like a mid-season review just to actually just give an honest assessment.
Like a halftime report, kind of,
Yeah. Cheeky halftime report, right? Because we're only halfway in the season, just over halfway. But yeah, so immediately, Daniel, I wanted to ask you, bro, what are your thoughts with a 3-0 win, clean sheet against Dinamo Zagreb? Obviously, it's a game it's a game we were expected to win. We're at home. What are you telling me? What do you think about this result?
Do you know what? I even left it at 2-0 because I was setting up. So I was like, okay, 2-0, it's all right. So 3-0 is a good scoreline. I think that, the commentators alluded to it. Like, our goal scoring form in the Champions League has been quite decent, considering, we seem to be struggling with goals, but in the Champions League, we're slotting them away. So, I think since Tottenham, we had won a game, right? So it's just kind of refreshing to get the players to be feeling that winning feeling, go back into the change rooms and, get a win under their belt. And look, we just got to do what we need to do in the Champions League, get this win as we wanted. I believe a draw at the very least gets us a guaranteed spot in the qualifications. And hopefully we can get the needed rest that we need during this kind of winter period and then just kick on again. There's word that we might not be going to Dubai. I don't know. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but boy, if we can get any Dubai magic, I'll take it. But all in all, yeah, it's one of them ones. You can't really celebrate too much because it's a game that, going into it, you're like, look, we should win this. It should be almost a guarantee, with the fact that they've not even had competitive games for the last however often, how many days they've missing games. I think Cannavaro has been appointed a new manager for them, so they've maybe wanted the new manager bounce, but you ain't getting it with us at Arsenal at Emirates. But all in all, just happy with the win. You just want to see Arsenal win and just kick on.
Yeah, I would agree, man. Obviously, once you see Cannavaro as their new manager, and obviously I think they've had 3 managers so far this season. But once you see Cannavaro Italian, you know exactly what this guy is gonna do. Like if your manager's a defender, well, you obviously know what he's gonna try and do when he's playing against a better team, which I believe they tried to do. I believe
they did try to spring. They did try to spring on a counter a couple of times, and that's a few times of how they've scored goals in the Champions League. So there definitely was a threat on a counter. There was times that we were just leaving Kivio at the back by himself. So I was just like, oh, it could turn a little bit ugly there, but yeah, we handled ourselves all right.
Yep. What are you saying, Anthony? Big up to you, man. Thank you. To be honest, my immediate thoughts from Zagreb is business as usual, get the job done. Just no complications, no issues. Don't make a meal
injuries.
No injuries. Just don't make a meal of it. Just professional. I think it was a perfect start off to score within the first 2 minutes. I think that's perfect for us because you know how it is. You know how we've been this season when we're playing teams like this, bro. Like the longer
and I think also it shows, like, in games just like that where you got teams with that low block. If you don't try to punish them early, because we do have so many chances, and this is what we're kind of frustrated about, is like we do get a lot of chances, And we know that Arsenal are best when we score them early goals. You get the teams then having to come out and chase, and then we punish them. But the longer we go in a game without scoring a goal, it just builds so much pressure
Yeah,
on
yeah,
our
anxious.
forward. Yeah, anxious in it, and then obviously our forwards that we're relying on, that we know that they ain't got that cutthroatness about them. But yeah, like you said, I think all in all, the positives is like 3-0,
Yeah,
positive,
clean
and then
sheet.
obviously seeing the likes of Wanyeri come back as well from
Mm-hmm.
injury, because we're gonna need him as well.
And Fury back as well. So
Yeah, that's
so
good.
yes, I mean, yeah. So I mean, and we're third back to we're third in the Champions League, looking like what's this? 5 wins out of 7.
Hmm.
Actually, if anything, talking about this, it actually brings me on to, so obviously we're looking at Arsenal, the good, bad, the bad, the ugly. I actually want to focus on some of the good. Obviously, there's a cloud of toxic of negativity, right? And some of it is rightly justified criticism of Arsenal. Obviously, my man Ashik has asked a question about a striker. We're gonna cover that, bro.
Yeah.
He asked Arteta in or out. Yeah, we'll cover that as well. We also asked, do you think Spurs are gonna? Do you think Spurs are going to win Carabao Cup? I do not. I don't think they're going to beat Liverpool at Anfield. I'll be shocked if they do. They
Yeah.
can. I'll be surprised if they do. But yeah, just to really focus on that Champions League form, just talking about, okay, what good have we seen from Arsenal this season? I got to be honest. The Champions League, I've seen a lot of good there. You know, I remember when we were getting criticized. Oh yeah, so set piece FC and all of this sort of stuff and blah blah blah. We can't score from open play. We didn't have any problem scoring from open play in the Champions League.
That's
Tore
right.
apart Monaco, moved to them. I'm actually looking at our form. Like, we've actually been pretty good in the Champions League.
Yeah.
The only loss we've had, the Inter game, we shouldn't have lost that match. Like, Inter were terrible. I think they had like one shot on target.
That's right. Yeah.
And it was a penalty. And it was a penalty that probably on another day doesn't really get given. And I mean, we dominated that game. Did we do enough to create lots of clear-cut chances? No, we didn't, but we were the better team. We shaded it. PSG completely dominated them, nullified any threat, absolutely hammered Sporting. People want to say, yep, Amarim, yeah, oh yeah, it's easy for you to, because that manager has since been sacked. Okay, well, good. Take him apart then. I've seen many Arsenal teams play against a team that's handicapped and then still somehow come out looking like idiots. Good, take them apart, beat them, right? So I think there's a lot of good. We've won 5 out of 7, and we drew 0-0 away to Atalanta. I remember at the time people were saying, yeah, tepid performance, blah, blah, but bruv, Atalanta ended the year top of Serie A.
And they've been brushing teams as well.
They were whacking teams. Obviously, their form in the league has tailed a bit, but in the Champions League, they've been pretty good.
Yeah.
Right. So that's not a bad result to go 0-0. Obviously, we needed Raya to help us, but I think that's something. I said to him that was wild. I actually think Arsenal can win the Champions League. I'm not gonna lie to you, because
I don't think it's a wild statement though, because you got to think about, like, you know, cup competition and how you have to navigate it is completely different to league you know, performances and stuff like that. So a lot of people, if we were lingering like at the bottom or not being able to qualify, people will have something to say. We're third right now. We're second in the league, and we'll talk about that as well. So, like, you know, give us our just dues, man. We're doing what we need to do in this format that most people are saying that they're not feeling the format. It's here to stay for now. I like it as well. I think we've seen some incredible games.
Exciting, lots of jeopardy. I mean, look at City today, man.
Yeah.
Look at City today. I like it. And the thing is, this is what it's because, and it was what we thought, because last season we thought, oh yeah, Europe will be a struggle, right? And to be fair, it's not like we cakewalked it, but we moved to our group last season, which I was impressed by. But like, obviously we beat Porto, we knocked them out. That was not an easy game. I didn't expect it to be, and I expected them. But like, I think the good thing about the Champions League is teams are actually trying to come here and do something.
Yeah, in this format, yeah.
It's not like
nobody's holding back.
Yeah, it's not like the Premier League, because let's be honest, like, I'm not trying to, obviously the Premier League is a great league. I'm not trying to diss it, but every team low blocks us in the Premier League. Like, people, they're like, okay, preservation, we're trying to preserve points. We're trying to, so that they're always trying to look. But I feel like with Champions League, I don't know, teams have tried to do that, but like they're still trying to get something out of the game. You know,
Yeah.
so I think maybe that kind of suits us more. I don't know, but I think I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot. I don't know. I think European, especially, this season I've been impressed. That Sporting win was really, really impressive. Like the
the Monaco win, PSG win,
the Monaco win, PSG win. Like we stifled them. So I think this is something that has to be highlighted. This has been a strength of ours this season. You know, like obviously Liverpool are cantering it away, but like just below them, we're there. Like we're there, man. So I think that's
and I just want to add, it is a bit strange that when you are doing well, as we are doing well in the Champions League, and you know we are behind Liverpool 6 points, game in hand or whatever, but we're still second. But the cloud over us is you would think that we're doing completely bad, and it's just like, hold on a second. If we actually break things down, we're not in the business end of the seasons yet. We're not really in the sprint of competitions as far. But we're doing okay. It's not doom and gloom, like, you know what I mean? So if we take it in terms of like the good, we're third in the Champions League, we're second in the league, and imagine if we did have our stuff sorted out, we'll be flying.
Facts.
We'll be flying.
Facts, real quick. Big up to you, bro. I don't know, CAXNW. Big up to you, man. And big up to you, James, as well. Thank you, man. It's a late one, but and even I just want to pick on what you said, because like I don't want to. I hate it when people run the victim Olympics, right? I don't want to be one of them guys. Oh, if we had this, we do this. If we had, but it just has to be said. I mean, we will cover the bad, we will cover the ugly. But I think the good thing I've seen from Arsenal, I like what you said. It's like, bro, the team is still second. We've had injuries to Ødegaard missed a large chunk of the first half of the season. Saka is injured now. And the thing is, one of the things I kept saying it, I think when we played Nottingham Forest, we beat them 3-0. When people were kind of like, oh no, what are Forest going to do? Kind of treating Nottingham Forest like Barcelona. Oh no. I'm like, as soon as I saw a back four, as soon as I saw a proper back four, Timber right back, Saliba centre back, Gabriel left back, and Calafiori. No, Gabriel's left centre back and Calafiori left back. I'm like, okay, we're gonna slap this team.
We're
gonna slap them. The reason why I said that is because the thing is, we've not been able to actually pick a back four with a natural left back and a natural right back a lot of times this season.
Look at the
start of the season. We played Wolves. I believe Partey play right back?
Partey played right back.
I think he played right back, and we played Villa away. White played right back. Timber played left back, and we know Timber is much. But you see, he's a lockdown left back. He locks people down, right? But he's a lot more defensive when he goes left back. But when he's right back, you see him. You really, really see him like getting involved in the play.
I would even highlight that when you played left back against Liverpool, and he kept Salah quiet for a large part of the game.
Only when he went up, like Miles Lewis Skelly came on. And that's the thing. So it's like, I think people have to look at the context of the season. We've had to do a lot of defensive shuffles. And the mad thing is, despite that, we only surrendered the best defensive team in the league, kind of pre-season finishing title, only against Villa. Prior to that, we only let in 19 in 21. Now it's 21, and I believe in in 20, but still, like it's not a bad record. You know, I think despite the injuries, the fact that we're still second. Yes, granted, it's 9 points. We'll talk about that. But the fact that the team is still second, there's not been this monumental collapse. I mean, there's other teams that have been collapsing. You know, where the manager's telling, what do you think is the key? Yeah, I just need my players. There's been monumental collapses, right? But the thing is, we're second, and I think in that sense, we're kind of victims of our own. I don't want to say success, victims of our own recent
progress. We are definitely a victim of our own progress, because what the expectation is like, okay, well, you've challenged one season. You challenge in a season that we wasn't meant to challenge. We wasn't getting any credit for that. We go into the following season, you're not going to do it again. We went and challenged again. We're going into the first season. You've got to win it now. Now that's the expectation. And because we're not leading the charge right now, it's all doom and gloom. from a large section of our fan base and obviously, the wider rival fans. But like, if we're just looking in terms of the positive, and this is why I was just like, man, I would love to chop it up with you in terms of Arsenal, because there is a sense of balance with it. Like, we're all going to be critical at
Yeah, of
points in
course.
time because we
I
want the
will
best
be.
in our team.
Yeah.
But then if we kind of if fans actually sit back and sit down and watch what's actually going on, you'll see that, look, there's still a long way to go in this, and we're still in touching distance. And if players then come back with from injuries, or players then hit the right turn of form at the right time,
Or we buy the players.
you know what I mean, or we buy a player or whatever, you just never know. And I've just said, like, if we can stay in and around this kind of gap where it's like kind of 6 points, if we can get it to that or so, then there's all to be played for. And that's when, like, for me, it's like, as fans, we've got to just keep on supporting and push the team as well. And I know that it's a roller coaster throughout the season, but if you're watching boxers and you see your fighter fighting, you're not going to be like, oh man, he's going to lose, innit? You're willing them on. You're trying to get them to win the fight. So
100%. Another thing as well, before I close out the good part, is the emergence of youth, man. I mean, like, I don't want to be cliche, but people say like silver lining, blessing in disguise. But look at like the injuries that have happened this season. We've seen a future England, it's future Arsenal. Who knows England? Future Arsenal captain Miles Lewis-Skelly. And the crazy thing is, I saw him. The crazy thing is, pre-season, I saw him and Waneri play, and I remember saying it to one of my boys. I'm like, loads of people are talking about Waneri, but Skelly looks like a baller, because all throughout
pre-season, he's a tank.
It's not even just the that has impressed me, but pre-season, I kept seeing line breaking pass. I'm like, who is this guy? I was like, this is not Ethan. I'm like, it's Miles Lewis-Skelly. I was like, raw, Lewis-Skelly. I thought you were just gonna be like this second-rate guy, like that is not on Ethan's level. But I'm putting Lewis-Skelly's on Ethan's level, if not higher, because his maturity, like the way. But I think this has to be said. Like, look at people. What was the stick that people beat Arteta with? Oh, he doesn't play youth. He doesn't do this.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that he doesn't bring for the youth.
He doesn't play youth. He doesn't do this. Bro, Lewis-Skelly's playing. He's playing, man.
I even think that the introduction of them has been good as well, considering like what we've been going through this season. Because once you see a young player, and they're playing very well, and obviously we saw it with Saka, it's like you then want to become reliant on that young player, and then you just burn them out and stuff like that. And I like what Arteta said. Is like, it's all building blocks. If you build too much too quick, that block can end up, dropping and falling and stuff like that. So it's just about making sure that putting in the right time. And it goes, Shame.
I didn't understand it at the time. I can't lie to you.
I understood it, because I was like,
I'm like, bro, why are you not playing Ethan? Erdegaard is injured. Bro, play. But Fez.
Yeah, but you know why though? Do you know why? Because I was almost tempted, and I'm not just saying this because it's in hindsight. I was almost tempted to be on that wave, but I was like, do you know what? Like, because there will be such a reliance on Ethan, and if it doesn't work out too well, it could be so detrimental on his confidence and stuff like that. And like, players do thrive a lot on confidence, you know what I mean, and building and making sure that they feel like they're good enough, you know what I mean. So at this point now where Odegaard is back, you can use him sparingly, you can put him on there. Odegaard can help him in games. There's more to watch in terms of a player that's in your position as well, and you can say, all right, cool, these are the positions I need to take up, this is what I need to do. So there's a much better learning curve than just going out there and you just don't know what to kind of do. So
I fully agree with that. I mean, I didn't at the time, I didn't understand it. It does have to be said though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, yes, Arteta is giving them a chance, but I think he was forced to.
100%. It's like, what's it called? It's like
would he have given Skelly the chance if Calafiori? Because only because Calafiori got injured again. Because I remember, because Skelly came in and was balling. We're like, he needs to play. He's easily been the best person in this left back position. Then you saw the Crystal Palace game. Then he brought on Calafiori, And it's like, okay, I know what's gonna happen here. I know exactly what's gonna happen here, right?
You didn't fully
And then,
trust him.
yeah, but then
But
obviously,
it reminds me of Emil Smith Rowe, because you remember, obviously, that Chelsea game is only because of the injuries that he was forced to play a number 10, and that's what we was literally crying out for. And
yeah,
then it worked out, and then the rest is kind of history with that. But
yeah. I mean, no need for revisionism. Ultimately, Arteta's giving them the chance. They're playing,
yeah,
and yeah, they look like. And I agree with this comment that yeah, Max. I'm hearing a lot of good things about Max Dowman as well.
15 in it.
Yeah, 15. Arteta was saying, yeah, like if it was up to him, he'd play him now, but obviously he's not allowed to because of like.
Yeah.
So clearly, there's another guy. So let's see in
But
it. But,
shame on Jason Cundy though. I'm gonna just mention that because the way he was, necks all bulging out with veins, saying that Arteta was doing it because of an ego trip to play Wanyeri and all that kind of stuff.
it's so dumb.
It's so dumb, isn't it? Like, and then now he ain't gonna take that comment back, is he? He's just gonna be like, oh, whatever.
People
But
just chat rubbish, man. But
yeah,
so I mean, there's and the thing is, I'm sure if we continue speaking more and more, we can find more good things about the team, about where we're at, what's been going on. Obviously, so we've got to be balanced. So we're looking at that's the good we've seen, but tell me what bad, what's the bad that we've seen from Arsenal? This ain't even ugly. This is just bad.
the bad. There's gonna be intertwining when it comes to the bad and ugly.
Yeah.
So
100.
I'm just gonna go with the fact that I just feel like in terms of our injuries, that's just kind of been bad. Let's start off with that, innit? The injuries, and it's not a cry because the other teams are going through injuries and whatnot. But I think we've been, not to say lucky, but we've been fortunate for the last 2-3 seasons.
Yeah.
We haven't had the injuries that we've seen other teams have, and it's almost like we didn't understand like what this actually means. Exactly. But now we're going through. It's just like, wow, this is actually really bad. We've lost our key players for large parts of the season. Odegaard, we've lost Saka for a long period. Gabriel Jesus, once again, we've lost him for the rest of the season. Saliba's looking like they're trying to downplay it a bit, but is it a bad, or what I mean? With fingers crossed it isn't. So in terms of the first part of our bad, injuries wise, we've really suffered in terms of injuries.
Yeah, I mean we've suffered in injuries, but the suffering from injuries is only worsened by poor squad planning, if you ask me.
So that's why I said it's going to intertwine in terms of the ugly, because that part is the ugly.
Because I see this as the bad in that if you ask me, it's like, okay, cool. I'm not mad at you buying defenders, bro, because you see clearly people, oh yeah, why are we always buying centre back? No, you can see we needed it. If not for the depth we had in defense, it would be way worse. Way worse. Right? My thing is this. It's just the bad squad planning and poor use of the squad. Right? Because, bro, why are you not making any offensive signings? Fair enough. If you want to let Eddie go, great. If you want to let Fabio Vieira go, fine. Reece Nelson, I backed him,
bro.
Smith, people are like, man, well, I backed. I'm like, no, I trust him, bro. If you're gonna these guys won't play that much anyway. But my thing, bro, if you're gonna let them go, what's the planning? Edu told us, be excited, be patient, be excited,
get excited.
And what did they have in store for us? Sterling, bro. And man, you know what's mad? They got me. Because I was excited about Sterling.
So was I. I still don't want to diss Sterling. I still don't want to diss him. I don't want
to diss him because I know there's a quality player there. But in hindsight, I'm just thinking, okay, cool. I think we've been had here. And I think this is really bad from Arsenal. So I think the squad planning has been really, really bad.
Yeah.
Because I think it's almost as if these guys assumed that we weren't going to get any injuries. It's almost like they assumed that we were just going to get the luck we had last season where our players were available. And not just squad planning, but squad rotation, squad use. I think it's been bad. Because even you see today, bro, yeah, fair enough, it's Dinamo Zagreb, right? But you play Kivio, a centre back, next to Gabriel, a centre back, and then you play Timber, a right back, and then you play a left back, Zinchenko. He's not a great left back, but you just play, and what happens? Clean sheet and you win. 3-0.
Yeah. Balance.
Why are you not doing this against Villa? Why are you forcing? Why are you and that's you nailed it, balance. I feel like there's so many games. Fair enough, the injuries have happened, but I feel like Arteta's over tinkering has literally thrown off the balance of the team, right? And it's just like, bro, you don't need to do this.
But do you think the tinkering has come about because this is pretty much the first time he's kind of been faced with this issue, like in terms of like, okay, he needs to rotate. It's easy when you notice of the same 11s coming out every week and you don't really need to do the rotation thing, or it's easier to rotate. But now that he has to think about, all right, this is what I need to rotate for this game and that game, the over tinkering has come about.
It's a mixture. I think it's a mixture of, okay, cool, I don't know what to do here, I'm kind of panicking, but I think also at the same time he's made very, very weird decisions that have not helped the team. Like, for example, think about the midfield he played against Bournemouth away, like Rice, Marino, and Partey. Like, that's like a Tetris midfield, you know. Tetris, when you're like putting blocks into that's a Tetris midfield. It's just blocks, like blocks. I've never seen. I don't even think I've ever seen Mourinho play that type of midfield.
In saying that, there was a lot of people screaming out to see that combination. You know what I mean, away from home. So it's all in hindsight, isn't it? My thing is just like playing Partey right back, where we've seen this. I remember when we saw it against Fulham, like, was it 2 seasons ago or a season ago? It didn't work then. And I always said, if he ever plays in that position, I know that he comes in the inverted and he does well there, but it's the defensive side, it never works. And the more and more that he does it, it's just like, we don't know if we're going to win this game or we're going to draw this game. So that's probably, I would add that in terms of the pot of bad. I feel like where Arteta's been tested this season to deal with a squad that's dealing with injuries, I don't think he's done well in terms of figuring out how to balance the team correctly. And you know, it's not a I'm dissing Arteta. That's just the way it is. Sometimes you don't excel in every aspect of your managerial, prowess and stuff like that. So that's definitely something in terms of his career. He's definitely going to have to work on that, because we're going to be getting into more critical moments where we're going to need to be using the squad, sparingly and properly. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. And not just that, it's just even offensively, it's like, bro, why not play Sterling?
Me personally, I know that the whole narrative was like, oh, he had him at City, he's the one that got him to play well and stuff like that. But I don't think he particularly wanted him.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I know that, even when Edu signed him in those dark hours, them ungodly hours, and they snuck him into the training ground, and even he didn't feel all the way confident in, like, you're really bringing in a player that the manager wants. It was more like, well, this opportunity came on my desk and I just took it, because you're thinking to yourself, oh, Arteta's worked with him before, so he might be able to recreate this magic. But I think Arteta see that at this stage of your career and what the demands are for Arsenal right now, it doesn't quite align. We're just hoping that we can see a bit of magic every so often, you know what I mean, rather than consider Sterling.
Yeah, that looks to be the case. But he doesn't rate Sterling, right? But my thing is this: bro, okay, cool. And he may not have been your option. But play him. Play him, bro. Because my thing is, because there's games where Saka didn't need to play certain minutes. His game
Mm.
would have taken him off.
No,
And the
but
thing
you know
is,
what? Sorry, just to cut in. That was one thing that I was rating Arteta at the beginning of the season, because there were times like when it was like, the 75th minute or 80th minute, and he was taking off Saka, and and it looked like he was kind of like, all right, cool. He's actually thinking about
yeah,
Saka's
but then
well-being
the
right
games where
now.
he bring him on as where he'd start as a sub and he'd bring him on for no reason.
Yeah, that was the mistakes. Yeah, those were the mistakes.
But anywho, it's more just like, for example, I go back to that Man United FA Cup game. I'm not even trying to say Sterling is, but bro, how is my man coming on the pitch? Just a tiny bit of jinky wing play, and he already looks like the best. And he comes on, and he looks like the best. I don't know. That's a mixture of how bad our attack has been, but also
And
like,
how bad Man United were.
yeah, how bad United were, but also just some freshness, man. Just I need someone who's just gonna run it, man. Why has Trossard's form been decent as of late? Just running at man. That's what you want to see. So yeah, I thought that was bad. I think that's been the bad, just the squad planning really. And I'm not gonna lie, like initially I was really sticking up for him, saying yeah, okay, cool. People saying no, bro. How can you be okay? I was actually trying to say our squad was good enough. I thought it was, but then in hindsight, I'm thinking that attack, that midfield is not enough.
Yeah,
Not
I
enough.
think, like, look, I agree with you in terms of like the defensive players that we get. I didn't begrudge it, and just like you, I thought, you know what, if he's so sure on wanting to shore up the defense, he must be okay with the attack. He's getting rid of some of our attacking players. He must be like, he showed so much confidence in our attack. It left us to feel like, you know what, if Arteta's as confident as this, we
Yeah,
probably ain't got a lot to worry about. But
yeah.
realistically, we see it now. It's come to roost, basically.
You nailed it. Like he sold me because he seemed confident about his decisions, and in my mind, I'm like, well, I mean, he's gotten us. He got us a title challenge when we didn't even expect one, and we should have won the league, but we didn't. We the second season we narrowly missed the league by what was it, 2 points,
Points. Yeah.
and we should have won it, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. He's making a lot of wild decisions here, but I'm going to trust him. I wasn't so sure about the habits, but he made the
Trust the
habits.
process.
He made the habits thing kind of work, last season. But yeah, as for this season,
Yeah. It's been bad. It's been bad in terms of the squad planning. And is it going to cost us? We don't know at this moment, but it's not really helping our
looking good.
cause. It's not looking good, bruv.
And that's what leads me to the ugly. What on top? I mean, there's been good, there's been bad, but I think honestly, for me, the ugly is it kind of ties in with the squad planning. I haven't liked the way we've been setting up this season. I keep telling
You're not being a set piece FC guy.
no, I don't mind the set piece. I don't mind the set piece. I don't. I don't care about that. I like that. I like that we've added another weapon. It's a weapon. Like I
Yeah.
don't care. Like, bro, I've seen good teams score loads of set pieces. Like, bro, like I remember at Atletico Madrid, they won the La Liga and they were set piece kings, right? Like no one was criticizing it because they won the league.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if we win the league and we score the most set pieces, I won't give a monkeys. I'll be like, good. I want more set pieces. That's not my issue. My issue is that my issue is I don't know. I think we're veering. I think we're veering away from actually going out to dominate the opponent and put them to the sword. To okay, come in, do what we need to, and it's just based on efficiency now. It's just about having an efficient game.
Yeah,
I think almost like, and that's why like I can't lie. I've lost my patience with Arteta a bit because I'm like, bro, like you're either crazy or you're mad prideful to think that you can keep doing this stuff, doing the same thing, expecting different results, and then trying to blame everything else except your system. Because even when we've had everyone fit, it's not like we've been playing well. We played against Aston Villa away from home. We won 2-0. I was happy, okay, we won 2-0. I was like, okay, cool. Maybe I was trying to explain, okay, why did we play so bad? maybe it's just okay, cool. Villa tactically, okay, fine. These games happen, but then when it kept more and then more and then more, I'm looking at this season. Fleeting. What are the fleet? I've only seen good performances in fleeting moments, and it's not. Is it a surprise that our most convincing results have been when we've actually just been slapping it all over teams? Like that Sporting game, slapped, absolutely just stuck it on them from minute one.
Yeah.
We scored a goal. It's okay. And we were trying to score another one. Even Leicester when we won 3-2 at home. Obviously, we made that game a meal, but we were literally on teams like a rash. What I don't like this season is that we've had to be at the mercy of these fine margins and trying to be efficient. That's why Bearman are talking about decisions. Oh, this decision's not going against us. Oh, this decision's not going against us. Oh, this, oh, that. Bro, every team gets bad decisions. Look at Benfica yesterday. They got terrible decisions.
Terrible decisions, yeah.
They should have had a penalty. And Barcelona got the other end and score. These things happen in football, right? Arsenal are not the only team this happens to. It happens to us a lot, but it also happens to so many other teams, right? Brighton should have had a guy, my man sent off. He's been doing a lot of crazy things on the pitch, and teams get that, right? But my thing is, I think people have been so focused on, oh yeah, we're not getting our rub of the green. Bro, why not focus on the fact that we're playing in a way where we're chasing games and where we're not maximizing, where we go 1-0 up and everything is on a knife edge. Like I saw a statistic the other day that I think in terms of most shots per game, we're ninth.
Yeah,
we're ninth, and we've scored and if you compare our stats from this season to the past 2 seasons, we've scored less amount of goals in the second half. So what's this telling us? It's telling us that look, we are struggling to literally break teams down. We're struggling, and I think for me the thing is just attitude. Like watch Liverpool against Brentford.
Brentford, yeah.
When it's 0-0, and it's good. Bear in mind, Liverpool, they have a cushion. They have a cushion, bro. They can be okay with the draw. But what are Liverpool doing there?
They're on it, yeah.
Doing something. But us, when we're not even winning a game, right? Even Liverpool, when they're winning, they do that. Us, when we're like 1-0 down or it's 0-0 and we're chasing. Look at Villa. Like, what are we doing? We're just side to side, and it's just been like that all season. What are you guys
do you think another part of the what we can call the ugly part of our game has been like, you know, in terms of like, for example, the setting up for the free kicks or the throw-ins and just like how long we can be taking to do that? It's kind of slowing down our game a little bit.
It is. I think, like, I'm not mad at that, but it's just like it's not really helping us. Obviously, Bragg says those reds for kicking the ball away affected like 10 plus games at the start though, and they stopped calling it mid-season. That was whack. That's true. Those were poor decisions. But what's an even poorer decision? That our players are even doing that in the first place. Like the Rice one is a joke, right? Fair enough. That's a joke. But Rice came out after the match and said, okay, cool. Like he took forwards, but it's like, bro, I shouldn't even be doing that.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
We definitely was rattled by them red cards. But like as you said, if we're leaving games to such fine margins, we're gonna always go back to those, you know, early games or whatnot. If we would just got on our horses and just be like, look, all right, cool, let's get on with this and push on, we wouldn't really care too much about those games or whatnot. But I'm not saying it didn't have an effect, but as you said, mentality wise,
it definitely had an effect. But still, like, can you imagine if you treated life that way, always a prisoner to circumstance? How are you going to win? Yeah. No, seriously.
I love that.
Can you imagine me saying, yeah, because the economy is bad? Can you imagine being a father and you need to provide food for your wife and kids, and you're trying to find a job? Yeah, the economy is bad. That's why I can't make any money. No, you have to find a way. Go make it happen.
Go make it work. Yeah,
and that's why, and that's why I think a lot of fans. I obviously Brax's comment is true, but again, it veers away from the real issue. Why did Trossard kick away? Why did Trossard have to do that and then kick away the ball? against Man
Yeah,
City.
that was obviously unfortunate. I'm still in total like dismay in that he actually got a second yellow, because my whole thing is the barometer for the second yellow just needs to be considered differently. But
It's true.
all in all, it's still part and parcel of what was contributing to our start to the season, and we didn't learn from
Didn't
you
learn.
know
Didn't learn
the,
from
we
Man City.
didn't learn that we didn't learn the fact that at that early stages the magnifying glass was on us, and it happens to every team. Like,
Facts.
there's always a magnifying glass because there's rules that they want to enforce, and then they'll
They're looking for an
I don't know how
example.
it is. Yeah, they'll make an example out of a team, and we happen to be that team that they made an example of, but we just
Yeah,
didn't learn what's it called. So
didn't
we
learn.
definitely went through that ugly side. I'm just gonna quickly add in terms of the ugly, is just to touch on the fact that we are now put in a position because we didn't prepare well in the summer in terms of our signing, which was the bad, is turned ugly because now we're so desperate to get in a striker, and we're thinking that in January, I don't know what strikers come in January to make
Exactly.
such a big difference to a team. Now we're just thinking that if we just get a striker, that's what's gonna wave the magic wand, and that's it. We're gonna be back onto what we're doing, and it's so annoying because we got fans that are just want any oh, Wisa's available, oh, Mbuemo, oh, Cunha, oh, just grab this guy, oh, Makulukuyeye from Belgium, oh, just any players is just like, and it's so annoying because it's like everybody's like, yeah, just get him, man, you just need to get in. It's just, and yeah, I just hate the fact that we're put in this position where the narrative and the media and oh yeah, Arsenal just need to buy a player. They need to get a striker. If they get a striker, then it's going to make a difference. And it's not the case. The last two players that I know that we got in January, not the fact that they made a big difference or whatever, but just an impact. They were impactful. Was Arshavin, who came on a crazy goal spree, and Aubameyang.
Yeah, that's it.
But it's not like they pushed us to. It weren't like they weren't like needle movers that way. They pushed us to being to compete for things and stuff like that. But they just came in and contributed to goals. But apart from that, in January, it's so difficult to get players to really come and bounce into the league, and we're expecting players that are in high form elsewhere to cut what they're doing there, to come here and then instantly start banging in goals and push us to a title charge.
My man said trust.
Trossard?
Yeah, he came in. He was decent, but again, the point Daniel was making is valid. Is Trossard a needle mover? No, he was not.
No.
Was he a good signing? Yeah, he was,
Yes.
but he was absolutely not the needle mover.
Yeah.
Because the
Trossard is like now, and how we're looking at the likes of Cunha's, these kind of players, like, they're gonna come, they're gonna be, if we had like a main striker right now that was banging in goals, then you'll be like, yeah, bring in a Cunha because he can then add to what we've got. Where we're not, we ain't got that gun, man. So you bring in a Cunha, it's not. That's just more of an upgrade on a
yes.
Gabriel. You know what I mean? So
please repeat that, because the thing is, people are trying to make me look like I'm negative. Cunha is a good player. I do not dispute that. Cunha comes in, he's better than Havertz. He's better than Jesus. He's better than Sterling. He's better than Martinelli. Great. He's a good player. But he's not what the team need.
Yeah, he's
not
what
he's not what we need. He's just going to be another who's a good player, but he's not a needle mover. Especially for that money. I will be fuming.
Yeah.
I will be fuming if we spend 80 M's on this guy. I'll be fuming.
And let me just touch up, because a lot of people will be watching that because you made that comment. Oh, like, you're not an accountant. We're not saying when these comments are made, it's not because we don't want to spend money on a player. Okay, if we needed him and his AMs, so be it. But we're just saying it's like, we don't want it to affect
exactly
what we need primarily. You know what I mean?
AMs on a guy who's not a needle mover. He's not.
You know what I mean? So just, you got to be careful when it comes to that thing, because it's like, just spend the money, but we understand. But the football doesn't work that way, because if we spend money on the player that it's not really the needle mover for us, then it just comes to the summer and then we're like, oh, well, you spent that money over there, like you ain't got enough. Say for example, it's like we needed to get I don't know, Isaac or whatever, and then we ain't got the peas. It's just like,
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think even in the summer. I don't think
nah, we ain't getting Isaac. We just it's
But
hopeful.
that being said, it's like again. So this is why again this is the ugly because it's just like, bruv, like how like I think what people got to realize is Liverpool have dropped 8 points in the past few weeks.
Yeah, man.
They've dropped 8 points.
And we've not capitalized.
That is rotten.
That's ugly.
Live that is
That's
Liverpool have dropped 8 points. We had
at one point.
Liverpool.
At one point, we would have been 2 points behind. Obviously, they would have had a game in hand, but we would have been like 2 points behind in games played already.
Bro,
And then it's still 6, and it's just like,
bro, let me just look at some. Bro, like people move like, oh yeah, it's insane. Liverpool, we could have caught them. I'm looking at our fixtures. We beat Crystal Palace away. I'm looking at our fixtures. 1-1 at 1-1 to Fulham, where Fulham only had 2 shots the whole game and 2 on target to score the goal. Everton 0-0 at home.
Yeah.
Palace 5-1 away. Fairs. Ipswich 1-0 at home. Brentford 3-1 away. Good result, right? Brighton 1-1 away. Started off so well, petered out. Then, yeah, you beat Spurs. Then you draw 2. It's just inconsistent. So inconsistent. Like we can't even string 5 wins together. No, we can't string 4 wins. We've not won 4 in a row this season. That is ugly.
Yeah.
And we're trying to go for a league title. It's disappointing. But as you said, the league's not over.
It's not over. Yes. Let's try and finish on a bit of a silver lining or something that gets us feeling.
It's not over, but boy,
what's your honest, and I assume you're like me anyway, but what is your honest feeling about this season? Like, what do you think? Do you think we can do it?
I think I still maintain they can, but do they want to?
89, man.
Yeah, no. But 89 is they wanted it. Does this team want it?
There was periods at 89 they weren't looking good though. December, January.
Even when we were 13 points behind Wenger's first Premier League title, we were 13 behind.
Yeah.
Right? But that team had mentality monsters.
Yeah.
This team has some, like Gabriel, like Rice. I'm looking for my captain. Is he going to stand up?
Where
is he? The Trossard. Where's Odegaard?
It's difficult, man. Odegaard's missing his boy Saka, man. Allow him.
Yeah, he's missing his boy Saka, but he's also the captain, man.
Nah, I hear you. And when you mentioned that, I was like, you know what? A lot of the times Odegaard does get a bly. Even I was watching something on YouTube and it had all these shots that he's taken this season, and like I'm like, oh man, your shooting is abysmal when you actually think about it. But my overriding feeling, and obviously it comes from a place of support and hopefulness and just willing my team to do it. But I truly believe if we're in and around close within that 6-point mark or so, and we're going into the April period, I feel we can do it.
Let's see who they buy. Like I've always been, look, bro, this league is not beyond Arsenal.
It's not, man.
They've dropped 8 points.
Yeah, it's not.
They've dropped points to Nottingham Forest, decent, good team, fair play this season. Dropped points, but to Fulham at home. Like these Liverpool are catchable. It's just I just want to see Arsenal need to show me like that's where I'm at. Is they need to show me that they're up for
100%. You know what? I take it from last season, and this is what I'm hoping. The way we lost at the league last season with that last game, albeit we knew that City weren't going to lose or whatnot, but the way the players were feeling, the way they were talking, the way, you know, it was reported that on the coach, you know, they were all talking and saying, nah, we're going to get it next season. I want that same hurt that they had at the back end of last season. They need to remember it and apply themselves. Like, that's all I want. I just want to see hunger. I want to see fight to the end. I seriously just want to see fight to the end, man. And I'll be supporting all the way. That's my...
They will have that fight till the end when their manager stops telling them, hey, you guys deserve more. Guys, you're not getting what you deserve. We're just not getting what it's just not, we're not getting, stop telling them that. Stop saying that. No, bro, the results don't lie. If you lost, you're getting what you deserve, bro.
You think a little bit of Amarin needs to come into it as well?
Sorry?
A little bit of Amarin needs to come into it as well. Like, you know,
not even necessarily Amarin. But like, I'll be honest with you, I'll be forthright, right? Like I said before, I said a couple weeks, I said maybe 3 weeks ago, I think Arteta needs to go.
Okay, so you're on the.
I said he needs to go. But I think I said that purely out of emotion because I'm just sick and tired. I'm just sick and tired of his lies, man. Like what fans are, he lies a lot, man. He really he lies. He's very duplicitous. He lies.
A lot of managers do it, but it's a deflection tactic, innit?
But my man legit lies. Like, bro, like you're a liar, man. You say these things, and then you set up your team to play another way. So, and I'm like, I'm done with your lies, man. And like you after matches, you don't set the team up in a way. You keep. We're watching a match where the team is stinking up the gaff. We're not creating chances. There's zero penetration through them. There's zero penetration. We're having all of the ball. Well, it's side to side, it's slow, it's pedantic. We're not. It's not like we're creating chance after chance after chance. And you come out that match, you're telling me, yeah, I don't know how we've lost this. We dominate. Yeah, you may dominate possession, but you're not dominating chances. It's like, what are you talking about? So, but I think I said that out of emotion. He's obviously a good manager. I just need to see him. I need to see if he's going to change his ways. If he's not going to change his ways and learn from his mistakes, he needs to go.
El jefe, el patrón. That's he's
Bro,
doing.
Only call someone El jefe when they've won something. You are not my jefe, bro. You ain't won anything. You are not.
There's a comment there. Yeah, in terms of chances of Kai finding form till the end of the season. Man, we would hope so.
Kai, I'd hope so, but Kai's form is what we're seeing now. Like. He's a decent player. This is his max. And I think that's another thing as well. So like now, like players like him, I think get unfairly criticized because Arteta's putting him in the team and is propping him up to be this thing that he's not. Same with Trossard. These guys, they're not these guys. They're not. Saka is that guy, but
I would say what I would want to see from Arteta, what I would want to see from the club as well, which is kind of a challenge that I'll put to the club, put to Arteta, is we really need to dig deep and buy a superstar.
Yeah,
honestly, like I think Arsenal Football Club is deserved of a superstar that needs to be brought into the club. And I'm talking about like we need a guy that comes in and he just exudes that, whether it be the arrogance, whether it be the what, you know, it's often spoken about that Arteta can't handle these big egos or whatever. We just need one. We don't need a whole club of them. We just need one. I personally want a reincarnation of an Alexis Sanchez or a Robin Van Persie. These self-made guys where like he can take the ball and he doesn't need, you know what I mean? Even often enough you're saying, no, this guy's greedy, but he's just, you know what I mean? Like when the you know you know when you need someone to conjure up that magic, and we just don't have that. I know that Saka's probably our closest.
No, we have that in Saka, but you need more than that, man.
Like, yeah, you need an ego guy, man. I don't think you can really win these leagues without that ego guy. And I just challenge Arsenal to really do that because we're starved, man. We're starved of an Henry. We're starved of a Sanchez. We need these ego guys and just
Alexis Sanchez, man. What
know, man. Even the other day, I was just like, man, even Eduardo. Why can't we pull out an Eduardo? Like,
I'll even take an Adebayor right now, man. Like, bro, an Adebayor, we're starving, man. Like, we literally are, like, and then
that's what
this man
that's what I'm
this is what
frustrated.
this man has done to me, man.
Yeah,
I'm starving. I'm hungry. This is a famine. There's a famine of forwards, bro. I'm starving. It's crazy.
Really fed. Just obviously, a question I'll put to you in terms of like what we're discussing in our halftime, report and stuff like that. Where do you see Arsenal at right now? Halftime point. I'm hoping we can discuss after the transfer window and see where the team is there, because we're gonna have a better picture. But as from now, what's your take on Arsenal?
I still think they look more like challengers than title winners.
Mm-hmm.
They still look. I thought this was the season they would look like the winners. Because like last season they looked like winners, but turned out to be challengers. They look like challengers to me.
But then, can we be challengers and then go on to be winners? Do you see that with Arsenal?
I think that can be done, and I just think there need to be small tweaks. I think what's killed us offensively is that I don't think we commit enough runners offensively. I don't think we do if you watch us when we attack, we don't commit enough. Like if you watch Liverpool when they attack, again, that's why I like Slot. He's just normal. He's just humble guy. He's simple. He knows, okay, cool. We don't overlap anymore. And the thing is, one key facet of Saka and Martinelli isolating their best seasons. Is it a coincidence that their best seasons, Martinelli's best season for goal return, as well as Saka's, right? Well, Saka had a great GNA last year. I think he did better than last year. But that season, 2022-23, is it a coincidence that happened when we had both? Even though Zinchenko would invert, he would overlap a lot.
Ben White on the right hand side.
White on the right hand side overlap a lot. This whole passing to Saka and Martinelli thing, like it literally works when you've got runners occupying other defenders. But what we're doing is we're getting the ball, we're just giving it to them. So that's why I'm saying the thing about Arsenal is that despite the injuries and stuff, if you just tweaked it, if you just say, okay, guys, I'll just commit more men forward. I think he's so afraid of us being counted on, right? But it's like, bro, why are you so afraid of us being counted on? You've built like probably the best out of possession team in Europe. So that's why I'm thinking, bro. I'm not a football manager, but if I can see this, you can see this. Why are you so stubborn? But he keeps doing the same thing. We get the ball, gives it to one player, 5 men surround that one player, and bring it this way, then go back. So I think if you just make these tweaks, and if he brings in a gunman, who knows?
I think for me, you hit the nail on the head when you said we just need to get a consistent run of games, and we've not done 4 in a row yet. I think the only way we're going to be able to claw back these points is that if we put on a good, consistent run. Yeah. Because I know that Liverpool will drop points.
They definitely.
We need to just be able to capitalize on games where we win like 4 in a row, 5 in a row. So then the points have caught back up, and then we can push on. I think if we're not able to do that, it's just going to be more tricky and more difficult. But with that being said, I know I've got my supporter hat on and I got the top on and that, but I feel like if we just get in that position where we're close and we're in touching distance, we're going to be able to fire out, man. And if we're in the position to fire out, let's just see what happens, man. Fingers crossed. 89.
Bro, thank you so much for joining. Guys, appreciate it. So this is like nearly an hour. Some good chat. Man. This guy said Arteta should go. Our club will never win what we want under him. He's a Lily man. He's a good, decent manager, just not winning manager. It remains to be seen, but let's see in it.
Let's see.
Ade Tosin Bowni. Speaking my mother tongue. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. I need to actually get ready for work tomorrow. I'm going to bed.
Appreciate it, man. We're gonna flip this up, man. Come on, Dash of Sports, man. We're gonna run this back again.
Yeah, for sure.
And see how it is after the transfer window, and See if
Yeah,
we're,
we
we're
can even do that. We could do something like where we at now, post transfer window. Hopefully, we can be celebrating some good news anyway. Anyways,
Yeah.
guys, take care. See ya.
Appreciate it. Bless.